time for each one of these maps. So even if he has to land that, look at that, 6.8 million. Call it, aka Telmo, pretty much doubled his score line. Is going to take first place in that one. And so the last one we have is Graffiti, which is actually my personal favorite. So if you've never ever played a Graffiti mode in Tony Hawk before, you're going to see something a little colorful on the map. So each player is assigned a color that they will be able to quote unquote tag each part of the map. So any rail you grind, any vert you ramp off of, any manual sometimes in certain areas, those points will be attributed to a certain piece on the map. So the goal of the game, the objective, is to try to hit as many different and unique objects in one combo, because when you land that combo, each one of those pieces is tied to the overall score of the total combo. So it's a little bit confusing, but I'm sure you'll get the hang of it once you start seeing these guys trick out.
I just want to make sure everyone realizes, in order to win, you're gonna, if you want to take someone's Graffiti spot, you have to beat their score, and it just keeps going. And I'm curious to see, as far as their lines and their routes, if they're all hitting the same area, because then it's going to turn into the battle of the score.
And you might not see huge numbers come up first, but as we see that Skate Ace taking 8 pieces, there's a lot of pieces in downtown, because it's one of the biggest maps. So you could easily see like a 25-20 score line on Graffiti. Excuse me. As much as you want to stick to one particular line, that's why I think that this mode has the most skill expression in the Tony Hawk franchise, because you have to go off your line and make it more creative than what you do for like Combo Mambo or Trick Attack, for instance.
Agreed.
Some players opting to hang out by the fountain. I haven't really seen anybody go up to the rooftop, which is actually probably where I would start my line, because you can actually acid drop into the quarter pipe below for some really high base scores. But it seems like Telmo and Skate Ace are the two leaders here so far in this Graffiti mode. It looks like Hernandez here has a good line. Gotta land that manual. He's showing off. One-handed upside down. I see you.
It is surprising to think so far we haven't seen too much roof play. And especially for a mode like this, it'd be a good time to capitalize on it, since no one is going up there.
Yeah, there's probably like 15 pieces up there you could actually claim. It's kind of like unmarked territory, right? So you have to explore the entire map. And as you see later in the Graffiti... Oh, the pedestrian.
Hurts.
Get out of here, man. Yeah, so Skate Ace in the lead, 17 total pieces, but it looks like Tyler and Telmo still have a combo going, so they could potentially steal here at the end. Never are out of it until the final seconds drop, and as we see the final players drop out of their combos, only Skate Ace and Tyler remain. So Skate Ace is in the lead, but I wonder if Tyler lands this, if he's going to steal any of Skate Ace's pieces.
Back. Yeah.
Okay, 13 seconds left. Is he going to land it, and how many pieces is he going to take? Keep an eye on that purple score line in the top left, because I'm very interested to see if he takes it. Oh, look at that, 23 at the very last second lands it. Actually going to take first place with total 22 pieces over Skate Ace. Tyler with the last second clutch on downtown.
That's why Graffiti's scary. You never know until it's over.
It's like, I'm in the lead. 2 seconds left in overtime, you lost it. And that's what happens in Graffiti, especially with these players on deck here. So our first map went by pretty quickly there, but some names that stood out for me. Tyler taking score challenge and combo challenge back to back. We also had Telmo with a huge victory in the first one for Trick Attack, 12.4 million on the score line there. We got the people in the back tallying up the scores there. But any thoughts there for you, Cup, before we send it to a break?
I thought Hernandez was great. Skate Ace was holding on until, like we said, at the end. It was really good. I'm curious to see where the scores are, but I feel like Tyler I think Tyler's going to be on the top for this one. I feel like he was dominating the earlier rounds.
I'm going to refrain from doing math on broadcast, so we're going to throw it to a quick break while we tally the
no
scores.
Quick maths? Quick maths.
No quick maths on broadcast. That is dangerous, my friend. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Omen presents Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 tournament. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, everyone. The final scores have been tallied for our first round, and they are in. Now, as you know, 8 players entered this round, but unfortunately, only 7 can move on to the second map. Now, the player with the lowest score over the 5 maps, of the 5 modes rather, of the first map, unfortunately, is gym leader Nathan. We'll be saying goodbye to him in the tournament, but he is not going home empty-handed. All of the players in our tournament get to keep the Omen 15 laptop powered by the 10th generation Intel processors that they are currently playing on. So I don't think he will be too sad. Now, I do want to hear from one of the players in the tournament themselves, and we've got Andy Metz, aka Skate Ace, here with us to tell us a little bit more about himself. Hello, Skate Ace. Congratulations on surviving the first round. There's still many more to go, but what was the first round like for you?
Well, it was interesting. Really need to focus on not getting so many bails, plan the tricks out better. Yeah, I think I should be good.
I mean, yeah, it's a good thing you already survived the first round. I think there's going to be a lot of adjustments for anybody. Would you say it's pretty stressful to compete, knowing that, you know, it's for the grand prize and you're against all these other great skaters?
Yeah, it's definitely stressful. I've never been in a tournament like this before, so it kind of adds on top of the stress of learning the new game, figuring out the controls and everything. So yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the game hasn't been out for long, so everyone is also learning alongside you. What was the first Tony Hawk game that you played?
Well, I played 1 and 2, but the first one that I've owned was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, and that was also the first game that I played online. So I've been sticking around ever since then.
How did playing online make it different? Because for me, whenever I started gaming, that was a really cool thing that started happening. The fact that you were against these real people and you really didn't know who you were playing against.
Yeah, it definitely upped the competition significantly. When you're playing offline, especially back then when we didn't have YouTube around or streaming services, we didn't know how good we actually compared to other people. But then as soon as online came, you really got a first-hand view of how good people can get.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say made you fall in love with the games in the first place? Are you a skater yourself?
Yeah, I started skating pretty young. Not so much recently, but definitely what drew me into the game. And then just the game itself, I enjoyed it so much, so I've just stuck around this whole time.
Have you enjoyed the remaster specifically? I know that for a lot of people who've played the old games, it's definitely tugging at the heartstrings.
Yeah, it's really good. It's definitely one of the. It's gonna be one of my top favorites, for sure. Below some of the couple of the older games, but yeah, it's a great game.
Yeah, I follow you. I think they did a really, really good job, and I think it shows with how many people, you know, are playing the new game, but also have been playing the old games. For you specifically, how would you say gaming and playing this game specifically has impacted your life?
Well, it's done quite a lot. I run a Tony Hawk Pro Skater website and a Discord with some friends, and we have a pretty big online community. So it's like my second job, pretty much.
Great to hear. That sounds amazing. I'm going to wish you the best of luck in the rest of the tournament. Maybe quickly after the first round. I know you said you were nervous and you were figuring it out, but how do you think you're going to do in the rest of the tournament?
Consistency is key. So as long as I keep being consistent and you know, keep my bills in check, I think I can pull out pretty good.
Okay, it looks like you've learned some valuable lessons. Thank you so much, Andy, aka Skate Ace, and good luck in the rest of the tournament.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty, so we're going to move on to map 2 very soon, but before that, we're going to give everyone in the chat a chance at some prizes. Now, if you missed it earlier, Omen just announced 3 awesome new wireless products, and now you've got a chance to win some Omen gear of your own. The first way is really simple, and I know that you are chatting anyway the whole time. I can see it. So now we're going to ask you a question, which is, how would you say gaming changed your life for the better? Type it in chat. You've got until the end of the next break to get your answer in, and then our team will pick the best response, and whoever wins will get an Omen mouse and a game key for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Now, there are more ways to win. The second way to win is following the link in the chat and entering into the Gleam giveaway for a chance to win an Omen laptop, accessories, or even a custom Omen skate deck. Those are all very cool prizes, so I hope you're typing your answers or clicking the link. And for even more chances to win more cool stuff, you can check out the Omen Command Center. With that, we are going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 2 minutes with Fickle and Cup and Noodle for map 2 of the tournament.
Welcome back, everybody. My name is Fickle, and this is Cup of Noodle. We are about to begin map number 2 of Tony Hawk Pro Skaters 1 and 2, presented by Omen Underground. They have the luxury of sending us these very nice headsets we're using right here, and I've seen some really inspirational messages in chat since that last giveaway, so you guys are really, really inspired by gaming. And you know who else is inspired by gaming? Our 7 competitors that are remaining. Unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to Nathan, but he's not going home empty-handed. He's taking away the Omen 15 laptop regardless, so I think he's well off there on that side. But getting into map number 2, Cup and Noodle, who are you looking at in our competitor list to keep an eye on?
Keeping an eye on Tyler. He started off strong. I want to say he's leading in points right now. I'm curious to see what else he has to offer, especially going into the school and what lines he takes. I'm keeping an eye on him. Who do you have so far?
I was really impressed with Telmo. He put up a high score on Trick Attack. So starting off here, actually this is School 2. So there's 2 schools in Tony Hawk 1 and 2. There's School 2 and School 1. Pretty easy to tell which one is which. This is School 2. And so here we're back on Telmo. He's kind of hanging out in this courtyard area. Lots of grinds, lots of rails. And if you notice here, he's alternating between manuals and grinds to keep his balance even. So it's never really a good idea to manual more than 3 times in a row in a combo or grind the same rail twice, because each one of those effects has really significant penalties to your meter. And starting off here on Graffiti, it looks like we actually have Prodigy opening up the secret area in the gymnasium.
He's the first one going in. I'm curious to see what he builds inside here. Everyone else seems to be staying outside.
And really, you don't even need to put up a very high score in there because it's kind of difficult to get in that room in your combo anyway. So as long as you hit all of those objects, you're pretty safe because I don't really anticipate most people going in there. And it seems like Telmo over here, look at this creativity up on top of the roof gap. Oh, he's found his way into the area of the gymnasium, but he actually bailed there. Thankfully, he landed it. But look at his points already. 25 total objects already. 37 seconds left on graffiti.
It's so scary to tell because, you know, last round, it looked like we had a definite winner. And then all it takes is the last few seconds to actually come back and take the lead.
School 2 is also very large, as the same with downtown Minneapolis. So it's very difficult to get one long line for every single piece, and especially keep your points up during that as well. So, okay, final 10 seconds here. Seems like Telmo's in a commanding lead. The only person that could maybe contest him would be Skate Ace right there, and he actually puts up a nice score there. Yeah, 16
puts him
total
in the lead.
there. So the only 3 competitors remaining looks like Prodigy and Skate Ace. That's Cyballa THPS right there. They are the only ones with their combo remaining, but they've only got 20 seconds here to wrap it up and to put points on the board. Yeah, it looks like Skate Ace is going to drop that. 18 on the board for Skate Ace. Excuse me, 21 on the board for Skate Ace. Actually took it at the very last combo.
At the very last second, he was able to bring it back.
Yeah, okay, let's see. Let's go, Skate Ace. All right, at the very last second. We've seen some very last second heroics on Graffiti, 2 maps in a row, which again is the reason why it's one of my favorite modes in THPS series. As we get that out of the way first, but Skate Ace takes the dub on that one, and Telmo was in second right after that. Seems that Hernandez and Diana, or Pointed Empress, were lower in the boards there, but we got 4 more modes, folks, and we'll see who takes it next, because I think some really easy modes to get the lead in would be like Score Challenge and Combo Challenge, because they can happen in like 10 seconds. All right, now we're into Combo Mambo with Skate Ace taking that last second clutch in our previous round of Graffiti. So starting off right here, we're with Empress. She's going to bail early there, but switching back over to Telmo, who's actually got a good lineup here with the Wally on top of the rooftop, and look at that base score building right there. You know, building a Tony Hawk combo is a lot like building a pizza. It all starts with a good base.
We're here at we're on skate park. This is the second skate park, correct? I believe.
Yes, this is School 2. So the second reiteration of School in the Tony Hawk series. Actually, I like School 2 a lot better than School 1. I think it gives me a much more nostalgic feel. And a little more about Combo Mambo as we see Hernandez there drop a 33K, unfortunate there. But the thing about Combo Mambo is that you have time to recoup that combo. It really doesn't take all that long, maybe like 45 seconds in total to build like a respectable combo. I think like somewhere above like 500,000 is respectable. Oh no, a drop there from Tyler.
Yes, but it's still early, so he could very well get that back. The good thing, like you were saying, is there is room for redemption in Combo Mambo. It doesn't take long, and it's very easy to get back up even when you bail. But 1.2 mil is harsh. Ooh.
Yeah, it seems like Diana over there is having a hard time getting it started. Back over to Empress, who we saw bail at the beginning there. Okay, I see it there. Wally into a couple of flips there. She seems to be getting it going there. Back over to Prodigy, who seems to have a nice line going back there between the lockers there. The current leader of this Combo Mambo is actually Telmo with a 4.8 million. Pretty respectable up there, but maybe Skate Ace or Tyler will have something to say about that. Tyler dropped a 1.3 earlier here in the run. So if he can get that going one more time, and look at that 62 base, 81 score line, that's approximately, I'm not going to do math, but we'll have to see once he lands it. So last seconds here, 8, 7, oh, okay, 6.3. Tyler takes the lead the very last second there in Combo Mambo. So the combo that Cyballa, aka Telmo, is doing right now, he has to break 6.3 if he wants to win. So my eyes are all on him, and he actually drops it. So now it's up to Skate Ace. Tyler's the only one left. He's going to take it.
Tyler was able to come back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tyler, even though he bails early with the 1.2 mil, redemption story with the 6.8 to win Combo Mambo on School 2. Very nicely done there for Tyler. Keep up the energy going forward. So we've already seen Graffiti. We've already seen Combo Mambo. Those are my 2 favorites. So we have Score Challenge, Trick Attack, and Combo Challenge left. And Score Challenge and Combo Challenge, they end very quickly.
So you can't blink. You don't want to miss anything.
You know, if I'm like Diane, and I think Empress and also Hernandez, they're kind of struggling to get these really high combos or trick scores. My focus is score challenge and combo challenge, because you don't have to get insanely high scores. You just have to be consistent. Here we go. Score challenge. What's the threshold? 150K.
150.
Okay. Pretty respectable. Already off. Tyler's a 900. Oh no, he bails 45,000 out the deck, and that's going to be huge. You cannot drop your first combo in this mode, or else you'll surely lose. Who's going to land it first? And it looks like it's actually Tyler.
Again.
He bailed and then hit another one. You can't allow this guy to do this. You can't allow him to have that much time. Tell him where you at, man. I would feel, if I knew Tyler bailed, if I was watching, I would be like, I can't believe I let that guy back in the game.
I thought for sure that was it, because it's so to bail on your first attempt. We know this round goes by so fast. I'm surprised he was able to come back and capitalize on it.
Yeah, that's right. The last ones we have remaining is going to be score challenge, combo challenge, and last one's going to be trick attack. I'm really interested what trick attack is going to do, because it seems like right now our big players are Tyler, Skate Ace, and also we have Telmo, aka Cyballer. Those are the three that I'm watching right now. So now we're actually doing trick attack. So it's the last one here. So trick attack is about consistency. So every combo you land will add up to your eventual total score. Of course, some of the more experienced veterans are going to want to get that high combo right off the bat. But even simple tricks like this that you saw Empress doing right there, that's going to lead to your total final score. And if you're going for a long combo that takes you 1:30 and you bail at 10 million, well, then you got to try again, because
that's going to hurt. And for something like this, do you have your lines or your routes that you take knowing that it's an overall score? Do you have where you like to be, where you like to try to amplify your points at?
School 2, I think where you should start is back at the beginning section. There's like a spine back over there that you can like wally and get really high to acid drop and get like a 1080 out of that quarter pipe to increase your base, and then you come down to this main section and you wally around these walls with the TC rooftop gap as well as the grinds are around here. And it seems like Hernandez, oh no, 146, that's every point matters in trick attack. You can't be dropping those, man.
Tyler just beefed one for over 2 million points, so I'm curious to see how he brings that back.
Yeah, right now it's actually Telmo in the lead with 1.8, followed by Skate Ace with 1.2. Still plenty of time with 43 seconds left here on trick attack. Okay, nice points here from Empress. Little 3K in the pocket there. And back over to Tyler. And every time we go back to this guy, I feel like he's got an insane base and insane multiplier. 51 base, 70 multiplier. That's 35,000 approximately. 350,000.
Your quick maths are coming along. At first you didn't want to do it, but now you're ready.
I feel like I'm wrong on that instance, because the multiplication with all the zeros.
Someone in chat is waiting to tell you actually.
Caster math, folks. Never do it on broadcast. Super dangerous. Okay, getting into it. Final seconds here. It's actually Tyler in the lead with 5.7, followed by Telmo. But Telmo's already got a decent combo started right here. Only a 14 base, 35 multiplier, but he really only needs about 1.5 million to overtake Tyler. But Tyler's also got a small combo going himself. And remember, this is like the quote-unquote casual mode, so it's not infinite overtime. You have to land your combo before time is up. And the reason we did that is because, like, as you can see, Telmo could probably continue this. Oh, no, he
1 point. That hurts.
Feels bad. Tyler's going to take it even with an only about 600K on top of his first score. That drop from Telmo was huge. He could have come back there, but second place, not so bad overall. Of course, we're using a points-based structure. So even if you get second, it's still 8 points in the total.
Still in the running.
Yeah, it's not winner take all yet. We are slowly eliminating the players as they get through. Every map we will be eliminating one player from the pool. And I think right now, Skate Ace, Tyler, and Telmo are probably all safe. So if it looks like maybe like Empress, Diane, and Hernandez are on the chopping block right now. Prodigy is squeaking by as well. But we'll have to see how this final one ends up, because the last one we're going to be coming to, process of elimination, is going to be combo challenge. And this is going to be another one that's going to be pretty easily won by our veterans here. So it's only 100,000. I say only 100,000. Please do not get discouraged in chat if you have problems hitting 100,000. I've seen these guys play before already, and I know what they're capable of.
Those go by so quick. That was it.
It seems like Tyler has a really consistent line to get points early. He's just taking that really long gap off of the rail on the right side of the opening doing like a quick 900 to build base, that's like easy 10k points, and then you only need like 10 tricks on top of that for like a 10 or 11 multiplier. So like it's done. Like that's it.
He knows
Done.
his lines. He knows his routes.
All right, so that was School 2, and we'll have to tally the scores in the back. But Cup and Noodle, thoughts on that map and the skaters in general, and who's impressing you?
It went by really quick, way quicker. It's going by so fast, but I feel like Tyler has been silently just dominating. When you factor in, we've seen a lot of bails, but he still finds a way to bring it back. I'm curious to see, because it's not over yet. Skate Ace has shown a lot of moments of greatness, so I'm curious to see if he makes it to the next round, which he should be secure, what he'll have for us in the next round. What about you?
Yeah,
Who'd you see?
I would also say it's still a race between Tyler and Telbo for me. I think those are the two names I'm looking for. It seemed like maybe Skate Ace was kind of in the mix there, but he hasn't really landed anything huge. I don't think he only won Graffiti at the very last second, so we're gonna have to tally that up. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna send it to a short break. Please stick around. Check out those Omen products on the Omen page, and we'll be right back after this break.
Welcome back, everyone, to Omen Underground, live from PAX Arena, where the scores from map number 2 are in. It was a very close battle to avoid elimination, but across the 5 rounds, Prodigy has fallen to last place, unfortunately, with a score of 15. Now he is there, unfortunately, just behind Peoples Hernandez's score of 17. That means we will be saying goodbye to Prodigy in this tournament, but he will, however, get to keep his consolation prize of the Omen 15 laptop powered by 10th generation Intel processor that he's been playing on today. So I think that's a pretty nice gift there. Before we get into our next map, we've got gamer, photographer, and skater Atiba Jefferson with us. Very excited to talk to him personally. Hi, Atiba. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
No problem. You have your hand kind of in all the things we're discussing today, be it gaming, be it skating, be it photography. And I can only imagine that with the remake of the original games, that has also created a bit of nostalgia for you personally. What has that been like?
Oh, it's been amazing. I mean, the video game market has been so starved for a skateboard video game again that everybody was foaming at the mouth for this. So for me, it's been great, but also being someone who was playing early versions of the game. I mean, even Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, Tony I had a chipped PlayStation, and he would give me builds that I still have. So for me, I've been playing since day one. I mean, 720. I remember playing Top Skater with Tony when we were on a tour before this game was being made. So it's a dream come true to have it back again, because I was scared it wasn't going to happen again.
Well, it did, and rave reviews all over, and it's been a trip down memory lane, but also attracting a lot of new people again. It sounds like you were a bit of a fanboy also of the game when it came out originally, and you of course ended up in it, rightfully so. When did you find out that you were going to be actual figure in 4?
Tony called me and was just like, "Look, would you like to be in the game?" And I was just, by then. It was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 that I was in, but all my friends who were pro skaters that I was photographing were already in this game. It was kind of a normal thing. So to me, it was so great to be put on a level of all these skaters that I looked up to and still look up to. So, it was amazing. I have an identical twin brother, and it was so funny because I remember him being at home and playing it and being like, "No, that's really me. He's goofy-footed. I'm regular." So he'd be like, "Oh, no, it's the other way." But yeah, it's, that was, a bucket list. The thing is being such a big fan of the game, and even shooting the cover of this newest one, that's something I hadn't shot before. So that was my first video game cover, and someone who's had a cover of Newsweek, cover of Thrasher, all the other mags, Slam Magazine, all these other magazines that I look up to have a video game cover. It's just amazing. So everything involved has been such an honor to be a part of.
Some could say you have it all because, you had hobbies that you were all able to make, a career over and take next steps in. And that goes for skating and for photography. I know you're also an avid gamer, so it's almost like, I don't know, it sounds like a dream come true. When did you realize that any of those, and specifically then photography, was going to be a career for you and that it was a possibility?
You know what? When people ask me that question, it's always kind of a tricky thing to answer because it sounds superficial. But, I think when you do something you love as a passion, you're doing it regardless of getting paid for it. For me, I see photos everywhere I look. So that's just something I do. I constantly am taking photos. But I think the real reality is when you actually have some money saved in your bank account and you're like, oh my gosh, I really am doing this. The first paycheck is always a dream come true, but you think that might only be a one-time opportunity. It's really when you're like, oh my gosh, I'm saving some money and doing all the things that I've wanted to do from this. But to me, I would be doing it regardless. This wasn't a plan. This career wasn't something I'm going to do this. And some people do that and it works out great, whether it's in skateboarding or sports or music. But for me, every day is a dream because I do what I love. So I never really feel like I'm working.
I can definitely identify with that, working in the gaming business, and something I just always loved to do growing up. But, it's not always as easy, or it wasn't for me to explain it to kind of your peers and your family, at least. But I feel like that's changing a lot, be it in gaming, be it with skating, be it with kind of new careers or other careers, different careers that don't follow traditional paths, which I think is a really good development. Now, when it comes to the game and skating, I was watching a couple of old interviews and there were people saying, well, it's crazy because we started to do combinations that we hadn't actually thought about, and we found a new way to think about the moves in real life because of the games. And I'm wondering if it was similar for photography, if throughout the game and the games coming out and kind of the different things you could see there, if that somehow spurred some more creativity or different ways to look at photography for skating in real life for you.
Yeah, always. I think that the biggest thing with the game and in that world is, the first game is 20, is it 20 years old?
20 years
This
old,
year?
yeah, a little bit more
This
even.
year. Yeah, maybe, right? So you would make jokes like, oh, this is like the video game, you know, like that trick. If you went to a spot and a skater was like, okay, I'm gonna back tail, I'm gonna kickflip back tail, backside flip out, like, you know, a 10-yard ledge. That happens now. That didn't happen 20 years ago. So I think the game, no doubt, has inspired skating possibilities. I mean, I always say the level of skateboarding that's happening in 2020 is what was happening in the video game only in 99 or 2000. So yeah, I think the video game no doubt has, you know, even me playing it the first night when it got released, I was like, I got home and, you know, because I'd been playing the demo, and when I saw the things that I was doing in the video game are actually what I am photographing on the streets that are happening.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, before we round up, I think you can give a unique perspective of kind of, since you're also a core gamer, I mean, we chatted about it a while ago, you're definitely in there. And gaming has been a hobby that was looked down upon 20 years ago for sure, still a little bit now, sadly. And I feel like games like Pro Skater have really brought it more into the mainstream and shown that everybody can be a gamer. And, you know, you're not necessarily a nerd. And I hate that word because what's wrong with being a nerd too, you know?
I'm a nerd.
Exactly. Yeah. Can you say something about how that has helped, or, you know, the games have also helped give gaming a more like mainstream allure and shown that it's for everybody?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, the funny thing is I remember when I was a character in the game, I remember going out and I was at a bar and there was like this group of what I would call nerdy dudes, like button ups, kind of like, you know, cologne, like dressed up dudes. And I'm walking out and they're like, we know who you are. Because, you know, skaters recognize skaters. So if I see a skater, I can tell he's a skater. And I was like, do I know you? They're like, we know you. We play Tony Hawk Pro Skater. And I was like, whoa. So that showed me that, you know, Tony's game opens up a whole different world to all these different people. But yes, I think so many people stereotype gamers as like first person shooter or World of Warcraft, and you know, this game really shows like, hey, it's for everyone, and that gaming is really fun, you know. I always kind of laugh when people make fun of it for nerds only, but like this game is something you can pick up and play right away. You know, there are those games that you have to put in time, and we all know those as gamers. There's a long list of those, but you know, the great thing about this game is you can play it, pick it up and play it right away, and I think that opens the door for so many people.
Yeah, absolutely. And we both know, you know, I don't care if people call me a nerd. I know I can beat them in a lot of my core games, and I know how good that feels. So that's really awesome as well. Atiba, thank you so much for talking to me, and good luck on on following the tournament and, you know, playing the game, photography, and everything you're doing in life.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And now it's time for more giveaways. I know that's what you want to hear at home, and you've seen the Omen gear that the players are playing on, and now is your chance to win some of your own. Now, the first way to win is pretty easy. Just tell us in chat, what was the first Tony Hawk game you ever played, and which was your personal favorite? You've got some time for this until the end of the next break to get your answer in, and then our team will pick the best response to win an Omen mouse, as well as a game key for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Now, the second way to win is by following the link in the chat and entering into the Gleam giveaway for a chance to win an Omen laptop, accessories, or even a custom Omen skate deck. So get on that and don't go anywhere, because we will be back in 2 minutes with Fickle and Cup and Noodle for map 3 of the tournament.
Welcome back, everybody. My name is Fickle, and once again joined by the lovely Cup of Noodle. We're seeing your answers in chat here about which Tony Hawk game was your very first, and I actually wanted to ask you, Cup of Noodle, what was your first and your favorite?
My first was 1. Warehouse is still my favorite level ever. 1 was my first. Shout out to PlayStation. And my favorite's probably 2. 2 was probably my favorite. What about you?
I played the first one on the N64, and I would have to say my favorite of the series is actually probably Tony Hawk Underground 1. I just, the scene where you, I mean, spoilers, like it's been literally a decade, but the scene where you jump over the helicopter, holy, that one gave me like actual chills when I was playing it. So that one holds a special place. And also it firstly introduced like getting off your board, which I thought was like super cool mechanic, but that's neither here nor there. The map 3, everybody, in our tournament, we have already said goodbye to 2 of our competitors, and now we're on an interesting map here. You know, Cup of Noodle, you want to give us a little bit of why this map is kind of special in the series?
I want to say, where are we at? Are we in New Mexico?
This is Downhill Jam.
Oh,
But
well, this map was huge. Okay, this map is scary because you just keep going down, and you're going to have to keep up with your momentum and where you're going, and you can't bail because you will fall off the map, if I remember correctly.
Yes, so this map is actually a loop. So with Downhill Jam and Mall, these 2 maps are actually one downhill segment, but when you get to the finish line, you actually warp back to the very beginning. So this is going to be our very first match coming in here. It's actually going to be score challenge. It's going to be very quick, people. So as we come into it, it's going to be right here, 150,000. So right off the bat here, we already got Skate Ace trying to get a line going. And this one's going to be quick, folks. So don't blink. Tyler, if he lands it, he's going to have it.
And that's it. Tyler's so quick with it.
He is so good at these score challenges and combo challenges. He understands how much exactly you need to land before you meet the cutoff. So he's already got it on the board. He's won, like, I think 2 or 3 of the combo and score challenges of the previous 2 or 3 maps.
Yes.
So already on deck. All right, coming up next, now that we got that out of the way, I think that score attack and score challenge and combo challenge are a little easy in my book. I really like graffiti.
I want to see what they do here with graffiti.
Yeah, graffiti's really challenging on these 1 looping maps, because once you go past a certain point, the next time you can hit that object is only on the loop. So it's very difficult to
If you miss it, you have to wait for it to come up again. And depending on where you're at, you may not get a second chance. So you're going to have to make every combo count. This is where consistency will be key.
Exactly. And we'll see how they start their lines here. I wouldn't really expect a lot of people to start a high scoring line on graffiti on Downhill Jam, because it's so hard to get to all the points and places. I mean, look at this one piece right here. This is entirely capped by Diana right there on the side, that little quarter pipe. But it's the entire length of that segment. So you can trick off of that anywhere you are, and you'll be able to get points on it. Okay, here comes Tyler, starting back at the top. He doesn't have anything on his name so far, but he's already got a 23 multiplier with a 27 base score. So
we're gonna have to wait to see how he lands it. And yeah,
you do have to land it, everybody. So it's not like how much you can get. Ooh, I like that so much. Grind into wall ride into this top rail. That's very, very technical there. Oh, he's in a little bit of trouble here. Oh. Okay, he landed it, folks.
And with
right,
that,
nice.
he's now in first place. We were kind of waiting to see where that would put him because he didn't have any points on the board.
Yeah, 14 on the line for Downhill Jam. That's pretty good. There's really not a whole lot of objects on the later portion to trick off of because the large objects are just one entire object altogether. So it's not only about how many spots you hit, but the points you put on it. And that's really nice tech there from Telmo. He actually manualed and then ollied right at the exact point where you're going to loop back to the very beginning of the map to keep his combo going. And so now he can use that high base with the multiplier at the very top of the map to be able to claim some of these spots here.
Oh, skate ace.
Oh, unlucky. And it looks like
Hernandez is coming back in fourth. He's been coming up and down the rates in the ratings. He was in second for a while, so I'm curious to see after he finishes this combo if he'll be able to move back up.
all right, revert into this. Okay. Ooh, he landed it, but he didn't beat the score of the previous owner of that particular piece. And we're looking in here in our 30-second overtime. Skate Ace got 17 seconds to maybe cap a couple of these points up here. He's already in fifth. He knows he secured fifth, and he secured fifth for sure. Now, can Telmo, I think, is the only person who's actually still in this map particular. He's only got 1 second to land. Okay, he does land.
And where does that put
And at
us?
the very last second, he actually takes first place over Tyler with 18. One more object than Tyler at the very... It couldn't even come closer than that, chat.
That was a
My
buzzer
God.
beater.
Oh, I'm telling you, graffiti is the best mode, guys, because that's 2 maps in a row where we had a winner be determined in the very last
At the very
2 seconds
last,
of the
at
map.
the very end. Now, when it comes to graffiti, for you, do you ever feel like I'm not going to be able to top this score? What happens when you put in one of your biggest scores and the color doesn't change? Do you just try to work around it? You find a new spot, a new line to go through, a new route?
So it's kind of like there's 2 options, right? You can either go and beat that score line, or you can kind of hang out in those like hidden areas of the map that a lot of people don't go to normally on routes. So for instance, on this map, I think there are some really good objects to be taken on graffiti that are like towards the secret area entrance, or not the secret area, the secret tape entrance that wraps around the top side. So you have to kind of play intelligently in graffiti, because there are some places it's like even if you put a score of 50 on a piece, but nobody else goes to that piece, it's still your
You
piece.
still win.
Right?
Map awareness is definitely key.
Exactly. All right, we're on Combo Mambo now, and it looks like Telmo already off to a good start here. 30k base, 17 modifier there. I'm always looking at the base score and the multiplier, because you can always stack multiplier pretty easily, but it's harder to get a good base score. And look,
Ooh.
no, 1.4 dropped. That would have been the leader of this one. Tyler's leading with 1.3 mil on the board already, but he's looking to already surpass that on this next run.
When it comes to combo mambo, are you a patient skater, or do you want all your points scored? Are you going to go for it and push the envelope, or do you just collect your combos as you get them slowly but surely?
I think the most optimal play is to start off at the very beginning and go for the entire segment. I'm not good enough yet to go the entire segment, so I always just cut it right when my grind balance or manual balance is about to cap out. So I'm definitely more of like a cash-in type of player, right? I want to get a score on the board just in case I like biff.
You like assurances. You want to reassure.
Exactly,
yes. Okay. What kind of skater are you? Are you big air? Are you the manual king? Are you here for just the multipliers and the reverts? Are you grinding? Where do you build most of your points?
Vert King, I really like getting a high base to start with, because that's what starts a good combo. I've already talked about this. Good combos like good pizza starts with the base. All right, Tyler already in the lead here, 4.9, and he might overpass that with this current combo he has going here. Depends on how he gets off this rail. And he's only being contested by Telmo, and he dropped his combo at the very last second in overtime. And okay, Tyler, he's basically just walking across the finish line right now. Nobody can pass him in combo mambo. He lands it anyway. He beat his previous score that was on the board, but he was going to win that regardless. All right, so Trick Attack up next here on Downhill Jam. And I think that is our very last mode on the board.
Another
and
mode that goes by pretty fast. This is another one where you can't blink.
So Trick Attack is the one that actually scales everything.
Oh, this is the total score.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Trick, it's the naming doesn't really make sense to me personally, but Score Challenge is actually Trick Attack but with a cap, and then Trick Attack is Score Challenge without the cap, right? So they're gonna go with the full 2 minutes here, and this is the one where you want to land pretty much everything you can get. Every single bit of points goes into your total score. This mode is more what Tony Hawk fans will consider like traditional, as when you get the 2 minutes on the map, all of your score goes towards the end of it. So any combo you land, any points you get will add up to your final score.
Hernandez is trying to come back up. He's been in the top 3, but it seems like at the very end, it's just he can't seem to clinch it. So I'm curious to see if this is his time to shine.
You know, he actually landed at 33,000 right there. That would have broken the 6 score in the actual downhill jam. So I like that start. I bet he could have done more, but he just wanted to cash out there, get his points on the board, because he is trailing a little bit in points, if I recall correctly, on this particular map. So he's maybe trying to sneak in with like a 3rd or a 4th in this one just by being consistent. So we'll have to see how that plays out at the very end of this. But keep an eye on him as we go through this, because he is close to the chopping block, but he could definitely redeem himself with a good score here. Look at this precision here, guys. Tyler already up on the top. Look how many multiplier points he's putting in that really high air. Oh, he hits the bar.
That scared me.
Yeah, a little bit scary there for Telmo, but he recovers pretty well. And it seems like these guys are actually putting up higher combos and Trick Attack than they're actually putting up in combo mambo. They were maybe they didn't get the memo of which mode was which.
Maybe they feel a little safer here, knowing that it's just an overall. So even if they bail, they can still come back.
True. All right, look at this huge air coming out that gate right there for Telmo. He knew he already dropped the combo at the very end of the map, so he was trying to like wall ride Wally off of that particular piece down to get a couple spins in. So 10 seconds left here. Trick Attack, very last mode on this particular map, and Tyler with the dark slide. Shout out to the dark slide.
That's my favorite grind in the game.
It used to be notoriously OP, but they have since then nerfed it and in later iterations of the game. It used to be so broken in the
that was your guaranteed win. That's all you had to do to win.
All right, Cyballa. He has his combo up here. I bet if he lands, let's see. Yep, he's gonna take it. Yep, 7.8 right at the last second. Dude, Telmo and Tyler are like clutching these rounds,
right? They've been the most clutch, hands down.
At the very last second of every one of these maps, they are overpassing each other. I feel like we're gonna see like a Tyler Telmo finals, but we'll have to see because they could have a bad map here or there.
Between the two of them, it has been a buzzer beater this entire competition.
And we're gonna tally the scores in the back end. So we're gonna throw to a quick break while we get everybody on the back end tallying up those scores, see who gets dropped out of that competition. But again, thoughts on Downhill Jam? It's a bit of an interesting take for maps if you prefer more like square centralized maps like Hangar or Warehouse. So thoughts on that particular map?
I feel like getting things going can be a little tough. Routes are gonna matter, your lines where you're coming off from. I feel like Tyler did a really good job of finding more of the secret spots, and he utilized those to his advantage. But as a whole, I feel like everyone did really well. Hernandez had a couple moments where I thought he may come in top 3, but for whatever reason, it's just Telmo and Tyler, and they're just clutching it in the very end.
Yeah, and we're going to tally it up in the back end, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Tony Hawk's Pro Skater action.
Welcome back to PAX Arena, everyone. The scores have been tallied once again, and as you can see on the scoreboard in just a second, the person with the lowest amount after the 5 modes here on Downhill Jam is Peoples Hernandez. Unfortunately, he is out. Tried his best though, had some good moves there, but it wasn't enough. And luckily for us, we do have Carlos right here to talk about, well, unfortunately, why he was knocked out. All right, Carlos. Unfortunately, you're out. You had some good moves rather there, but what do you think it came down to in the end?
I don't know. Like, I know when I was playing against these guys, I know in the first run, I seen those score numbers. I was just like, wow! Like those numbers were like, I wasn't expecting those like very high numbers as of right then and there, and I was just like, I'm gonna have to put some work on. Like I have to, in order to try to beat these guys, I'm gonna have to at least do something. And then when it came towards the end, like I was kind of messing up with some of the tricks. I kept kind of doing some of the things a little too fast. Kind of, try to push everything all into one. But then I guess towards the last round, I guess that's when everything started to kick in. I mean, started to kick in a little slow, but I mean, got off. I think on the last run, I think that was probably the best run I probably had out of all the runs I had. So I think if I had those runs out of all the other runs, I think I might have done a little more better, but I can't really do nothing about it. It wasn't my destiny to get that number one right there. My destiny was that place.
Apparently so. I mean, Downhill Jam is also not the easiest, and as you say, it just takes a while to get used to it, and especially when you see those high scores like Tyler and Telmo were crushing it. So I think you did amazing though. Like nothing to be sad about.
Their numbers was crazy, and then just seeing some of those maps again, it was just like, oh, nostalgia. Oh, I remember this certain spot. I hate this certain spot, and going through this and that. But I had to do what I had to do, and just keep my head up and try to fight as much as I can.
For sure, but you talk about nostalgia, and I think that's like a big factor for many people who are picking up these games. What was the first Tony Hawk game you played, or the one you liked most?
The most that I liked was Tony Hawk American Wasteland, to be honest. I think that out of all Tony Hawk games, that was the game that got me into it, because I love the story mode, I love the soundtrack of it, and I just like the story mode. What mainly got me into it, because so many things you can do. You had to go break certain things to go help build a nice little park for you guys in the hometown and stuff. It's just you and your friends, and you just finding parts and making stuff and just making it into a park, and then that park becomes the biggest thing out of the whole, I think, Sandvan or something. I forgot the name of it, but I remember it a little bit though. But yeah, that one is the best one, I believe.
Oh, this is so great to just see you light up completely when you're talking about the memories of kind of the older games. And yeah, I can see it.
Like, I just remember it. No multiplayer, just going against your friends and just betting against your friends who's the best. And now, online now we can go against your friends. Now you can go online. Now your friends gonna talk about, can you beat that person that's online with the highest score now? Now that dude that was on in the whole neighborhood, he has the highest score. Now can you go beat him now? So it's like that nowadays.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's much too difficult nowadays, I would say. I mean, the cool thing about these games is, in fact, that, you can just play them with your friends, and that's always super awesome, I think, personally. How would you say the games have impacted you personally, in your life, but just the fact that you could play with your friends and build up all those things?
It impacted me quite a lot, actually. Especially with the Tony Hawk games, it wasn't really that many skateboard games that was out in general when I was really growing up and stuff, and Tony Hawk was most definitely right there by my side for me to play the game. I remember growing up playing it on the GameCube, playing it on the PSP, Project 8. Then I remember getting on the PlayStation 2, Tony Hawk American Wasteland. That's when me and my friends came together. We started skateboarding more because of Tony Hawk American Wasteland as well. That got us more into a group of skaters, and we just started making more spots, and try to do what we can do out of a little bit of American Wasteland with finding spots and making stuff and being with your whole crew and stuff.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, it's been such a huge thing, just I think, in popular culture, in helping to create a bigger skater community as well. And what's so crazy when I'm watching you all play is, just the fact that you're playing in a tournament that Tony Hawk basically is a part of. Is that kind of crazy to you too?
I can't believe it. I literally cannot believe it to this day. Like how this me personally as a skateboarder, as a regular little street skateboarder, it means a lot to me, like a whole lot. Like I'm in a tournament for the best skateboard in the whole wide world. Like what? Like I literally rolled my skateboard grip tape, and I was like, I need my skateboard luck for me to win this game. But even if I don't win, I was just gonna be humble, and I'm gonna just keep my head up and just be, just be happy that I got joined the biggest, the goatest skater of all times tournament. So I don't know what to say. I'm just happy of that right there. What more can I be happy for? Just me being as a skater right there. Like I don't know. That's just perfect enough right there, to be honest. Just having that.
Oh, I love your positivity so much. Even in defeat, you're just humble and you're happy to be a part of that. And we're so happy that, yeah, you were part of it so far.
Thank you.
I don't know if you knew this, but the Omen 15 laptop powered by 10th generation Intel processors that you're playing on right now, you can actually keep it. So that's kind of a cool consolation prize, right?
Oh, yes. You win some, you lose some, but at the end of the day, if you keep your head up, you will get something better in return. You never know what can always happen. This is still a W at the end of the day. I can't lie. I didn't even take this as like a loss or anything. I took this as a next step, as an opportunity, because I was never expecting something like this to happen. Then something like this happened. Now I never know what else could possibly happen. I might be able to win another one in the future. Another tournament might come up upon me. I never know. As long as I just got to keep my head up and just keep it going.
I think it's clear to everyone that you have what it takes. Carlos, thank you so much for talking to me, and congrats on the run.
Thank you.
Speaking of some cool new Omen gear, it is time to give away some more to the chat. You know we love you. So here we go. The question this time that we want you to answer is, how have video games helped you stay connected with friends and family over the last few months? I know it's been a rough one for all of us these last couple of months and this year. So just type that answer in chat, and you have until the end of the next break to get your answer in. And then our team, as they have done before, will pick the best answer to win an Omen mouse and a game key for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Now, on top of that, there is a second way to win, that is following the link that is in chat right now and entering into the Gleam giveaway for a chance to win an Omen laptop, accessories, or even a custom Omen skate deck. Very cool prizes, so get your answers in. Click the link and don't go anywhere, because we'll be back in just 2 minutes with Fickle and Cup and Noodle for map 4 of the tournament.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Omen Underground Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 tournament. Can I just get one more round of applause for Peoples Hernandez? That interview was bravo. That was so much
He
passion.
seems so cool. Just so chill.
I just want to watch that guy forever because his energy and his positivity is just so amazing. He knows that. Like, I feel like that was a winner's interview with how much he was smiling and being like, this is a dub in my book. I don't care. Like, oh my gosh, that was so great.
He seems like a really dope dude.
That was so great. But we're moving on to our next map, which is, I think, going to be shown here very, very shortly. But as an overarching theme, the players we have left is going to be Diana, Empress, and then we also have Tyler, Skate Ace, and Telmo. And those are the kind of the top three that I'm looking at. It's getting a little spicy here for Diana and Empress as they're just barely skating by in these last rounds. So I think this might be a do or die for them.
They're going to have to clutch it. It's going to have to be really clutch. They're going to have to bring their best going into these final maps.
And so I think we have the map being shown right here. Okay, look, we're going back to Hangar, and this is such an iconic map. I have so many memories on this map as the original first map you start off in Tony Hawk 2, and we're going off with a good mode. It's going to be graffiti, so we're right here on Diana's POV as she's trying to get some of these tricks off the half pipe.
An early bell, but we definitely have time, and I really like the Hangar because there's so much space and opportunity to set so many things up.
I like Hangar because it is very compact as opposed to like Downhill Jam or like Downtown, which is so open and there's so much space. Hangar is like nothing but ramps, nothing but rails in a very tight area. Everything links to everything else, so you can put up some really insane scores in these maps. Now, the downside to that is that, especially in graffiti, there's only like half as many or even like a quarter as many things you can trick off of as any other map.
You're going to find yourself having to beat a lot of different scores in order to stay on top here.
Yeah, exactly. So Diana had 8 right there, but then immediately got ripped away. Skating took the lead, and then Tyler took the lead from Skate Ace. So there's going to be a lot of switching back and forth between who's in lead on this map because they're going to be tricking off the same things over and over again.
Yes.
There's really not a whole lot you can do. See, I like what Telmo has done over there because he's actually taken the inside of the secret area in the hangar that you get from grinding over the propeller that's on the half pipe, and he's taken that entire area back there. So really smart play from him so far.
I feel like we're going to do a lot of waiting as we're just going to have to bite our nails and see who's going to land and who's going to take over what spot of the hangar itself.
All right, 17 seconds left here. Tyler's still in the lead. Seems like Skate Ace has a decent combo working there. I wonder what Tyler's top score on these particular ramps was. If I know him, it was probably like at least 1 million. So we'll have to see if anybody can beat that. Final seconds here in graffiti. You have to get the combo started before you can end up here. So okay, so they
have another 30 seconds to wrap it up.
3 people remaining. Yeah, Skate Ace, Telmo, and Tyler are big top 3 so far.
And these are always buzzer beaters because every time we've done this so far, we think we know who the winner is, and at the very end, a clutch comes through and they end up taking over.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Okay, it's all up to Telmo here. He's only got 4 seconds left to land this. Remember, you do have to land it. It's not infinite overtime. So, oh, did he?
Did he do it? Tyler was able to hold on.
Okay, yeah, it seems like Telmo didn't get enough of a score to beat Tyler's in that particular map. So again, Tyler with the dub on graffiti, and I think that I saw the next one up was going to be a combo challenge there, as the skater's action has actually blown my hair away, so I have to fix that with the broadcast, folks. Sorry. And we saw Diana there with a kind of an early lead, but she had like eight particular objects, but then once those high scores got put on graffiti, it's just really hard to overtake. Hangar's a very small map, and such that you're not going to have a lot of points to trick off of. So graffiti is really cutthroat on Hangar particularly. I think where Diana and Empress can maybe get some points back will be like trick attack or potentially score challenge. But we're now on combo challenge here. So 100,000 right here. Started off with, and we'll see who gets it first. Tyler off to a great start already. And blinked and you missed it, folks. Tyler's in
I feel like he's won every single combo challenge, maybe except for one. I feel like he's taken most of them.
He knows the lines, and I know this because I've been putting a lot of work into Hanger, and doing the Wally right off of the bat there to get massive air to build your base is a very, very efficient tactic for getting a high combo to start with, especially if you're only trying to reach 100,000. So like you can get like 30,000 base off that Wally and then just do like 2 flip tricks and you're done. And
Tyler's
that's the
awareness
entire
of
combo.
knowing, you know, that's enough. Go on and land it. It's insane. It's like his awareness of it is great.
You have to think about it too in terms of like a competition, because normally in like other Tony Hawk titles, your thought is to go for as long as you can, not end it intentionally.
Exactly.
So I'm glad that he's thinking about that kind of thing. And see, there again, Telmo with the Wally off the wall there. Nice base score to come up with. You looking to take it? Oh, and actually Telmo gets it. Nice. I think he took note from Tyler in that last one.
You got to know when to land.
It was that same exact strat too. Wally off that near wall, get the base going, land a couple of flat land tricks, and then you're golden. That's it. Boom. I mean, there's not much else to say there.
They're literally our
guys.
quickest rounds. There will always be our most quickest round.
But that means that trick attack and combo mambo, I think are the last ones to be shown here, and those are 2 of my favorites. I think we already saw graffiti first. That's by far my most favorite. But trick attack, combo mambo. And we traded off a first place from Tyler and Telmo on that last one. So the last 2 particular rounds here are going to be really good for these guys.
Now I'm asking you, as we go into trick attack, do you think Diana has enough time to bring it back? Do you think it's over?
She had a good start on graffiti, so she definitely can put up a bunch of multipliers on the board, because in order to get your multiplier going, you have to grind or manual at different spots. So she can get a high multiplier. I'd like to see her get a higher base score coming into this. But yeah, definitely she still can, because if look, you only have to beat the slowest person in the park. So if you know that Tyler, Telmo, and Skate Ace are going to be potentially top 3, all you gotta do is beat out Empress, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think you're trying to beat Tyler right now at the top of the pool. You're just trying to nudge out Empress right now. And I think that's who Diana has.
It's enough to stay alive.
Exactly.
I love how they
High
keep
scores
their
again.
composures. We just saw Telmo. He just lost a over 2 million point, combo, and it's just like they're so good about it. I would be freaking out, but you still have a lot of time, so curious to see what they do.
That line that you just saw Tyler running, that's like the optimal scoring line for Hanger. It's making a circle inside that beginning map with this rail grind here, and then you level out on that half pipe. Look at that, 8.9 million, and that was pretty much one combo. And that's what I'm talking about for efficiency. He's using that wall ride to get a high base score over the top of the half pipe, and then continued on with grinds and manuals to keep it going. And looking on the scoreline there, Diana
We had
is actually
Diana in third,
place.
right?
Look at that,
It's like
All
she
right.
can hear us.
putting up the numbers. But I think Telmo's gonna